Oi, you stinky gits. Welcome back to Grom de Punch's immense campaign. We did have a first WA, and I guess that Niblet clicked the wrong settlement. And anyway, we renamed it for him. It was Niblet's failed WA. You can see what was formerly known as the Oak of Ages is now Du Bois' Lumber Yard. Lumba Yard, sorry. We've got the Crap Halls of Dung, Grom's Anvil, and the Golden Shower Shed. So Athelorn has truly been remade, redecorated in a way that the Great Gut approves of. We've got a nice little cauldron full of stew here, and boy, we've got some enemies on our doorstep.
I will not disgrace my ancestors.
You will. Yes, you will. Unless your ancestors aren't disgraced by being defeated by the Wa, because it's coming. In any case, we control the forest. The forest is, it's not much to look at, folks. It needs a little work. Grom is busy redecorating it, but it's gonna take a while. I am gonna go ahead and spend some of our teeth here in the process of redecorating. See if we can kind of shore things up a bit. We do have some Skaven. Some Skaven seeping through here. Some reek of rat. Those rats need a proper crumpin'. Trying to think here what I would rather have. I think this right here might be helpful just to get rid of any penalties that we're receiving from the Skaven stench. The Lumberyard, Niblet's failed Wa. Go ahead and rebuild a few things. Over at Massive Gut, we got the option to build up all the way to get to Night Gobbo Fanatics. We's building up a Goblin Tinkerin' bench, which should be quite helpful, I might add. Let's see if there's any other military buildings we're needing here. Boar chariots, boars. I mean, these big orcs might be led by another Gobbo King, but at the moment, I won't be needing them. I would like to make use of some squig cages, but we can build those just about anywhere, so I do think that we're going to go ahead and build the Shaman's hut here. We are at war with the Stunties nearby. Good opportunity for some teeth while we try and settle down what's left of the lumber yard, which will obviously make a very nice fleet for us. A very nice fleet. Looks like Du Bois got all the buffs they need there. I think we were working on Grom's it points here. The more he eats, the stronger he gets. And he's going to give him some choppas too. And the Tittlemunch is ready to get some new skills here as well. I mean, she is a horrid mass, so I believe that's the appropriate next steps. And Patchy, the legendary Stabba, is just getting stabbier all the time. You can see he's finished off Gutter Fighter, Cornered Rat. I suppose at this point, Dodgy Geezer wouldn't hurt. And give some commandments here to what's left of the forest. Probably to spread some extra obedience. Oh, the Hag Merchant's back. We're gonna make a quick grocery run. We may pick up some plague along the way, but that's a price Du Bois is gonna have to be willing to pay. Let's get some reinforced weapons. By the way, on top of the settlement names, I did get some unit names in for you. The big boss Gut reads all your comments and encourages you to continue to give his immensity suggestions. It's his immensity's favorite part of this WA, is hearing back from Du Bois about how great and immense he is, and hearing ideas. So, we got the Thickens, which were here previously, the Stinkin' Dudes, and the Night Clubbas. So, we got a few trolls named. We still got our Kraken Wagons and other units here. So, you all continue, please, to contribute to the big boss's Wa here. It is very important to him. The boss enjoys seeing the boys be happy, seeing them get what they want. All right, we's ready to go shopping.
Off to war.
Ooh. The hag's surprise. No. We want the wing leather. Let's see what we get here. Let's buy our carrion.
Grom's happier in a cave.
Ectoplasm? Is that what we had before? That feels new. Oh, no. Here it is. Wing leather? We already had wing leather, didn't we? Hollow bone ammunition, anti-large. Let's see if it mentions what we get out here into messages. Action will you take? Did we get nothing? This seems new, but maybe it's not. Ghostly protection for rogue idols? Oh, speaking of rogue idols, we need rogue idols. How do we obtain said rogue idols? Okay, yeah, we're working on it with the Shaman's hut. Yeah, we need rogue idols.
These trees are in Grom's way.
I'm gonna upgrade all of our teeth piles. We're likely to get some pushback from the newly conquered forest, so we may have to head back that way.
Down.
Plus, we got stunties over there that need a bit of a crumpin'. All right. His immensity is ready to get moving. Like I said, we's gonna go back to the forest, move underground. The amount of teeth per turn is increasing nicely, and the forest is being replaced, getting a good dunging. Looks like our big Finkin is ready to move along to the next stage. I've been wanting to get to the scrap compactor, so we'll work on beyond counting, and then we'll need some scrap to get to trophy weapons. We're gonna move towards the stunties at HeirofCarthage and crump them down, sack them for some teeth, and then come back and take their land when we please. What these horse riding gets just never understand who their boss is.
No one can stop Grom.
Raiding at the peasant's pot again. Did they not learn? Have they not understood who the big boss is?
Boys.
Ooh, we may get into a big fight here.
Don't think so.
We may get into a big nasty scrap.
Fatter than anyone.
We may get ourselves into the biggest scrap yet with stunties aplenty.
Big to lose.
Well, the stunties of HeirofCarthage was too cowardly to come out and face Grom, so their compatriots at HeirofCarthage are gonna pay the price. Lots of Longbeards and Thunderers, but that's not gonna stop Grom. That won't stop the boys.
We'll have these kids for some.
The proud Dawi of Clan Angrund have set up their defense, and we're intelligently outflanked where they've kind of given up the high ground. Not entirely. You can see where I'll march across, but my troops will be coming from the high ground. Now remember, we've got a few new tricks up our sleeves. As of this battle, our trolls are rocking a special ability thanks to Grom's delicious cooking. You can see here it's this monstrous disease. So if the hit points are less than 50%, they lose it. But effectively, they get the burnt attribution imbued to their enemies, and they get extra leadership, bonus versus large, and immune to psychology. And our Goblin Archers rocking a whopping 48 missile damage because they get double projectiles. So that's from the Grom's cooking. Now right off the bat, his great immensity is going to plow right in here against the Dwarf Lord and his ghostly sidekick, and just start hacking dwarves apart. And the Fishy Tittlemuncha has a little present here for the dwarves surrounding Grom. It's going to be a purple sun. Dwarves really like the purple sun of Zerus. Makes them feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So you can see that my trolls are hitting extremely hard right now. Now the bonus versus large won't do anything, but the -8 leadership is pretty big. because if you're losing a fight, you're already losing leadership, and then an extra -8 from Bert is really gonna suck. See, the bag battering is getting started, and here comes Blacktooth's revenge. He'll be slamming into the back of some dwarf infantry. See the Night Goblin archers unleashing their double volleys, and you can tell that they've already had an effect because there's a couple of flaming gyrocopters smashed into the landscape. We're gonna see a very nice, see all the effects Grom's having. Soul Blight here, which is taking armor and weapon damage off of the dwarves as well, making them very ineffective in the fight. You can see Grom has already cleared out a Thane, and he's going to be diving back in for another Thane. So Grom easily pounding his way through this. You can see Blacktooth's Revenge smashing out the Dawi there, and all along the line, it is just an utter rout of Clan Angrund. They have no chance against this heavily upgraded Goblin and Troll horde, which is only going to get more fun because we're going to be getting some rogue idols soon enough. Some permanent ones, not just Blacktooth's Revenge. So this will become even more fun as time goes along. See here the dwarves pretty much in a full retreat. They just couldn't stand up to the Wa. Now, is Immensity has a real question here. Does the Stunties even know how to scrap? Are they capable of scrapping? That was a crumping beyond crumping. Pretty bad.
Lovely, lovely loot.
Yeah, we's gonna sack,
Whoever dares
take the teeth, and then we'll take their settlement.
worship Grom.
Thanks for the teeth, by the way. Oh, we got a new ingredient. Oh, Stunty Ale. Dulled senses for trolls and giants. Ooh, that sounds nice. I want to know what this is. Here, let's just throw some food in and we'll see what this passive is. Oh, it won't tell me. You mouse over it. Dang, that stinks. Gobbo Seafood Quiche. Oh boy. This is looking good. We can cook so much good stuff these days. We're getting lots of ingredients. The cauldron is filling up. Karak Bufdar took a mighty beating from the Great Paunch. I mean, but that's expected, is it not? I mean, we are talking about Grom de Paunch here and Stunties. Really nothing different expected as far as outcomes there. Now we do have enough money to potentially get a second army. We need to keep focusing on getting enough teeth for a second army because we're going to be having some rebellions and peasants, and we don't want to be having de Paunch get his attention pulled away. We don't want his attention pulled away no more. Let's see what we need here from Patchy to Salty Stabba. He's got Dodgy Geezer. I don't know that the Stalker is going to do him a whole lot of good. I think if anything, having extra speed is going to be handy for him. So we'll work on making him a faster to get there, then more stabbing. That's pretty much how that one's going to work. Takes a long time to build anything in this forest. See, the lads don't really like being there, and can't really blame them. I think we're going to build up to the Shaman's hovel, and then up again when we get the next opportunity. Oof, get giants, that would not be bad. We don't really need the extra obedience there. Here we do need the extra obedience. 10 obedience to be very helpful. Take 8 turns to build it, but we need it. We need to go get some teeth from Karak Izor, help fund the maintenance of our lumber yard. This is good. We get a tribute here, some extra obedience that puts off any rebellion here from the lumber yard area.
Fatten
I'm gonna save some teeth. Actually, I guess we could use those teeth to go ahead and start recruiting a new lord. We are gonna need a new lord, and I really want to use the Catchweb Shrine with the Gabo Great Shaman. So we's gonna get ourselves a Gabo Great Shaman. Immune to psychology. Strider is pretty cool, but I think the spider already comes with that. But wow, 20% speed. It's actually really good too. We're gonna get ourselves a Gabo Great Shaman so that we can get him on his spider. You can see here under the skill tree at rank 16 we can get a Catchweb Spider Shrine, and we's be catching all kinds of gits. Now the question that I'm gonna have for y'alls is whether or not this guy should be leading a mixture of boys and Gabos, or all Gabos. We already have a pretty much Gabo-themed army with Grom, so Grom's gonna be needing your feedback on what type of crumpin that you want me to be dishing out. In the meantime, I know we're gonna need some units to help support here. And as far as our heroes, we're not gonna get an orc big boss because I'd have to restart the campaign. CA, please. Seriously? So we ain't getting a black orc big boss, unfortunately, which would be quite helpful. So I suppose we'll probably just get ourselves another hag and another goblin big boss as we are able. In fact, we could probably go ahead and throw a hag in here. Local enemy province. Now that's pretty good. Tortura. Or get one with Frenzy. Base weapon damage. Let's get this one with Frenzy. Alright. River Troll Hag. For now, I'm just going to get a few Gabos in this army. With what teeth we got, so that it can swing over to deal with any threats that pop up from rebellions into Lumberyard. Till then, we're going to take Grom, and we're going to move up towards Karakizor, and we're going to give these stunties a proper beatdown and take all their teeth. Belagard, the supposed Iron Hammer, attempted to flee. He attacks me here. I was thinking he was fleeing underground. He's going to actually attack me. Underground, I'll even fight the stunties where they like to fight. And let's see if it helps him at all. Belagar Ironhammer, Lord of Clan Angrund, once mighty clan of Dawi, now facing potential extinction here if they can't pull off a victory, which no one else has at this point against Grom. Not the High Elves, not the Bretonnians, not the crazy Git from Wissenland, and not the pointy ears of the forest either. Now there is a significant number of Thanes and Ethereal Thanes here as well, as a ton of Thunderers. Lots of Thunderers, so there's going to be significant pew-pew being thrown at Grom, and some significant graphics glitches. CA, please. Just had to have a little fun there. In any case, here we go. You can see Grom's Wa approaching the typical formation. Grom leading the center, the fishy Tittlemuncha on the left, and Patchy, the great goblin Stabba, on the right. Right, of course, of Grom's army. We don't reference things in terms of these stunties. And they will begin their fire here. Now Grom has significant damage and missile resistance. You can see, as usual, Fishy Tittlemuncha has a purple sun for the dwarves in the center, and Grom wants to go charging straight towards Belagar, and I'm a little bit upset here that Creative Assembly didn't let him bust through these dwarves straight to Belagar. I mean, are they trying to tell me that Grom is not fat? That he's not fat enough to break through a few stunties? I'm offended. He's way fatter. He's far fat enough. And he's proud of it. Anyway, you can see that the Belagar is going to be getting much the same treatment as his cousins from the last battle did. Sack Batterins from Fishy Tittlemuncha, Smashins from the Rogue Idol, the choppas from Grom. They're going to get some Soul Blight, the double missile treatment here. You can see it's leaving the Thunderers in a big mess. We haven't showed off the spiky wheels here on our Kraken wagons in a while. They're doing a fantastic job against dwarves, taking that armor away, armor-piercing damage themselves. Only the Ethereal Thanes will really be able to last very long in a fight. Magic damage is actually kind of a weakness for my army. I have magic resistance with my Stone Trolls, but we don't have magic damage in any significant degree. And so the Ethereal Thanes will be one of the few units that we have a hard time crumping. But it doesn't mean they won't get crumped. It just means we got to give them more TLC. That means tenderized, loving care. Tenderized for Grom's pot, of course. Or troll loving care, however you want to go about it. You all can make up your own definition of TLC if you'd like. It's all welcome. You can see that the Wa is driving back the dwarves on pretty much every front. Fishy Tittlemuncha was bag battering these guys over here, attempting to throw up on them, but they charged. So it's back to bag battering. You can see the trolls. All my units just holding up very well in melee with the dwarves. The dwarves just really struggle to output damage. And their Thunderers are really the only units that can do it here, but the Thunderers have not been allowed to fire. They were charged, caught, and then they've also come under fire from my insane Goblin machine gun archers at this point. Now they can throw their satchel charges, they can do what they want. Won't stop my Gobos. These Gobos are high on forest shrooms, and their leadership won't be broken. So you can see that the only thing broken around here is the lines of the Dawi, and that just leaves the beating of... let's see which one this is, by the way. This is King Lun Ironhammer, so he'll have a nice legacy here, being once beaten to death by trolls, I guess, and then re-beaten to death by trolls in his ethereal form. I don't know if he was actually killed by trolls. I'm just going to make that assumption. I'm just gonna put that on him. So he's gonna take a beating. I'm gonna bring Fishy over here in just a minute and put some Spirit Leech on him. You can see old King Lun not really having a good time of this fight. Despite resisting 80% damage of anything physical, he won't resist that Spirit Leech. And even resisting 80% of the damage coming from these trolls is not gonna be pleasant for him. I mean, I'm a little bit insulted that he killed one right there. But since he was feeling confident, I decided to give him a few more trolls, some spiky rollas, and we're going to bring in Fishy and Grom. So everybody's going to come over here and give King Lun the gang beating that he deserves. You can already see the kicking, vomiting, clubbing. No doubt the nightclubbers are involved here. And at this point, being an unbreakable unit is really not a big benefit. I was going to try and vomit on him with Tittlemuncha to finish him off, so let's watch that. And then decided that Fishy Tittlemuncha should have the fun of bag battering King Lun. My hope, of course, was that he would be spewed on to kill him, and it does come true. She gets him with the bad breath. Boy, well, it's nothing a good bag battering couldn't fix. Just ask King Lung Ironhammer there.
Bit scrawny, but
Well, the paunch is ready to take Karak-Izor. It has essentially no real defenses after having lost that last battle. He's gonna sack it, take all the teeth, and then we occupy it. You gonna occupy it there, your immensity? Ooh, an armor of destiny. Very nice. Very nice. Got some good stuff. Alright. His immensity has gained yet more skill points. It's going to give him improved choppas and a foe seeker. And as for the Fishy Tittlemuncha, she's now replenishing the troops at max speed. Don't even want to know how she's pulling that off. Feeding them troll milk or who knows what at that point. Wow, the Tittlemuncha doesn't have very good attack stats, so He's gonna work on that. We'll help her get faster at her bag battering. And then Patchy to Gabo Stabba. We're gonna continue with his fleet-footed. He will be quite speedy across the battlefield. Now, Karak Izor is under our control. We'll be building up a giant pile of dung and teeth. And that's gonna bring more gits. 100 a rod. Let's see here. We're getting a +3 here, +3. -2 at Niblet's failed Wa. Let's move out towards the failed Wa. See if we can stabilize it a bit, and I'll still be waiting for some feedback. We obviously got the teeth to fund the second army. Just need to know exactly what you all want to see in it. I mean, I can always make a few changes as needed. To get to this scrap compactor, we've got to do a lot of work here. We're gonna get these pointier rocks, I suppose. I don't know. Trophy. Actually, this one makes the most sense because this could help squig herds and squig hoppers. So let's get toothy weapons. It's gonna cost us some scrap, but we still got a fair bit of scrap. These gits is coughing up a lot of it as we beat them down. They've still got another settlement to hand over to us. Our new lord, which by the way, he's gonna need a name, and Swamp Creepa's gonna need a new name. All these characters is gonna need a new name. So you all make sure and get into the comments, let his immensity know how we should be calling these new characters in the campaign. Definitely want your feedback. Can't believe we're actually turning a little positive public order around these parts, but well, I guess his immensity is inspiring to all those who haven't seen him. Would make sense in that regard. Let's build up the Tittlemunch's lair. We've got some pretty serious cash stash to be working with here. Get closer to spiders, the horde, the boss's camp, all the good stuff, all the best stuff for the boys here. I think we've got access to snotling wagons here as well. Let's go ahead and put in the Shaman's hovel. Gives a good untainted. Let's work on this Sharon is Karen, because his immensity does be caring about all the boys in the Wa. Alright, Grom is on to march against Zarek Zil, the last stand of the Git Ironhammer and his stunty beardless buffoons. They'll be dealt with in a harsh manner. Gonna build up to a greenskin camp at Karak Bufdar. And we'll build up the boss's shack at, actually we don't need to spend that money at Massive Gut. It won't have a very good payback for his immensity. His immensity expects immense payback on his investments. We'll just get down here to calm down Niblet's failed Wa. The rest of these old pointy-eared lands is slowly calming down. Well, I think we's ready with the final scrap here. The stunties don't have much to be recruiting, and they're gonna pay for it.
Too tough.
Well, Grom's gonna do things right in this battle. He's gonna be eating him a big leg of something there, while rolling over the Rune Lord, soon to be eating, well, it's probably a dwarf leg, to be honest, considering all the battles. His wolves are going to sit here and have a munch. I do wish that CA would fix these animations. It'd be cooler if the chariot would pull up next to the Lord rather than just allowing the horses or wolves or whatever is in front to do the damage. It kind of ruins the fun here. If they could just kind of park themselves sideways and swing the weapon. I actually tried to do that right here, but the thing just repositions to where the wolves keep doing the biting. So I was trying to get you all some cinematic goodness here. Niblet is screaming CA please at the moment. That's what he does. You can see that the Dwarf Lords are surprisingly stout here. This Rune Lord, I guess, resisting a significant amount of physical. What is this ability that's like blanked out right there? That's so weird. What is this? Rattled? minus 10 melee attack. I guess it's something that's being imbued on him by Grom that's got a screwed up banner there, so Niblet's gonna have to continue his CA, please. Anyway, yeah, you can see the Rune Lord surprisingly resistant to the savage beating that Grom is giving him, and it is savage, but really I think it's just the chariot attack animations that are not making this as good for the Dwarf Lord. So Grom is set up for this kind of fight. I just think that the chariot does better when it's plowed into a big group of infantry rather than against the single entities here, which it's not horrible, but just kind of the way it works. Anyway, the dwarves are bringing up the reinforcements. They'll probably try and shoot Grom. You can see him firing at the spiky rollers and our kraken wagons over there. Fishy rolling up, no doubt about to unleash something wicked all over these Dawi. Looks like yep, she's gonna spew some chunks. Boy, that was some long-range spew, and it was effective. No one can spew like the fishy tittle muncher. So the dwarf reinforcements are gonna be engaged by all the trolls and goblins, and that just leaves all these miners here that are coming in as reinforcements from the other flank. Not that we should be too particularly worried about an army of dwarf miners. These are pretty much the junior varsity squad of the Dwarven Realms. They don't even have their satchel charges. You can see the Dwarf Rune Lord fleeing for his life while being troll clubbed. Nearly to death here. Are they going to get him? Oh, I think he'll get away. How sad. No one really gets away from this battle. You can see that Patchy's over here trying to stab an ethereal Thane. Or 3. Look at this. He's up against 3 leaders all at once. 2 Thanes and Haukenhoff Stonebeard. Patchy's an epic stabber, though, so he's holding his own. Don't know if he could win this by himself, but he won't be alone the entire time. He's got some troll reinforcements coming in. Help him give these dwarves a proper stabbing. You can see over here, there was a purple sun. We've caught so many of those that I decided to catch something else. So between a purple sun, her own bag battering, and Blacktooth's revenge, all of the reinforcing miners were completely KO'd. And then the Gobbo archers and Grom himself picked up the last remaining few. So all the reinforcements are gone. And once again, just kind of leaves some ethereal Thanes to take a group troll beating and Gobbo stabbing here. Love those spiky rollers. So Patchy is nearby supporting this fight as well. You can see that Thane in there, and I'm trying to get a... Yeah, he's still in there. He just got a lot of trolls around. There he is on his giant spider. So Haukenhoff Stonebeard is going to be the next ethereal unit to be completely beaten down. Yeah, you can see the reinforcements there completely destroyed. Blacktooth's revenge, hoping to get into some more fighting, but his time amongst us is only limited. But that'll soon change as we get the Biggin Rogue Idol into our armies. Won't be long. And other Rogue Idols, for that matter. We're not stopping at one. The Rogue Idols, they're going to be a thing. I love the goblins. We's gonna get you. Oh, that's so appropriate. We's gonna get you.
Goblin King never loses.
No, he does not.
There's good eating.
At least not against these stunties.
From the pole. Backing off.
Who's gonna take their settlement? Sack it. And then settle. We're getting all the teeth. All the teeth is ours. Rebuild this in a greener and meaner fashion. Niblet's failed WA. We can finally pacify here. Build a boss's tent. Let's do some more investing into lumberyard. It could actually turn into a nice teeth pile here with all of these settlements providing some teeth. So may not be bad after all, despite my concerns early on. And the Rogue Idols is gonna be joining the WA very, very soon, as the Shamanic TP is now going to be underway. Grom is holding nothing back in this WA. We'll need the biggest and the artist. Let's be curious to regiments for now that's available to us. Oh, insufficient. So we can already get the big and Rogue Idol. So we're going to be placing him into the army on the next one. I suppose we'll just replace one of our Night Gobbo archers. I don't know how many archers we're going to be needing with the big and throwing rocks as well. So we'll replace one of the Night Gobbo archers. But with these nice gold chevrons, we ought to pass them off potentially over to the other army so we can keep the chevrons. So let's take a look at that on the next turn. Till then, Wound Maker for the Great Grom. His choppas will be renowned throughout all the world. Mither is or Mither soon at hand here with a nice slowing effect, but we're going to continue with Wild-Eyed. Do a Wild-Eyed bag battering. And old Stabby here has finished up his fleet-footed. I'm assuming now Opportunist would not be a bad thing, as that will give him some extra charge damage as well. This may be a good time for some recruiting. Get a recruiting surplus here. I don't feel like taking Grom back all the way over here just to pass off a few archers. We can build up the archers as needed. We're getting a recruiting discount, but unfortunately it's going to be coming out of the global pool, which won't take a long time, but will certainly cost us. Certainly cost us. We're going to get some Snotling wagons with the spiky rollers. Add a little support to this army to crump off some armor. I think Stone Trolls is always appropriate as well. So we'll get some units coming into that one, and His Immensity needs to know where the WA goes next. We got these stunties at Karak Norn, who are at war with us as well, so we could just go quickly put an end to all that and be done with the stunties in the area. We got the filthy rat things here at Skaven Blight, which would be a fun capture. So please let His Immensity know where you want him to go next. This probably isn't the longest of episodes, not as immense as his gut, but I want your feedback before we go a whole lot further, because I want you all to get to participate in the Great WA. Thank you for all of the comments. Please continue to do so. His Immensity will see you all on the next WA soon.